Hey, it's Chronologically Gaming, the only channel that's perpetually retro because we're playing every video game in order of release. I got a soft spot for text adventure games and a hankering for space shooters, so it must be 1982. We're currently playing all the video games released at some time in June in alphabetical order, and we last played Star Trek on the Coco, or Trek 16 on the Coco. Let's trek forward and see our next release. This is Submarine Commander for the Atari home computer. Really excited to showcase this one. It is another amazing release by Thorn EMI Video. Let's take a look at the box for Submarine Commander. If you are in the UK, they are essentially the Activision or the ultimate publisher for the Atari home computer because this is in the United Kingdom. Look at that front of the box. We're definitely going to play an awesome sub game, and they're giving us the vibe like a Tron with a grid in the background, but I really enjoy how Thorn EMI Video really has quality to their box. Really nice, some nice polish. Let's flip it over on the back, and you can see we're a submarine patrol simulator to hunt and destroy enemy shipping. Simulator is the key word here. This is the full package, one of the most best ultimate submarine simulation or naval simulators that you could play at the time. Your mission is to destroy all enemy merchant shipping in Mediterranean waters. You have sonar to help you guide them when you are submerged. If you're attacked, you can dive deep, not too deep, or the hull will crack. Try to dislodge depth charges, then you can rise to periscope level for another attack on the convoy. But check the instrument for your oxygen level, fuel, battery charge, depth under your keel, watch out for enemy destroyers, or it may all end in disaster. 9 different game variations. It's only a one-player game, but that's all you really need. The cool part that I love about this is look at the bottom left of the box. They show you it's one player with the Atari VCS joystick. It doesn't use BASIC. You need 16K, and it is cartridge. Oh, you don't need the disc player to load this up because this is cartridge. You can just pop it and play. Let's take a look at the other artwork we have for Submarine Commander. Yes, yeah, the 80s gridness looks awesome. Actually gives me vibes of later 80s grids, if you know what I mean. All right, so we also have the ad that you would have seen in magazines at the time. Pretty much the same as the box. Give you a few screenshots, though. This is high-quality submarine simulation. There's the cartridge we're going to pop into our Atari home computer. We'll be playing on the 800. Why not? And then we have an example of the screenshot. Yeah, the 4010 cassette. That's right. So you don't have to have the cassette. It's cartridge. Just pop it in play. We also have the manual for this one. Let's see what we have for Submarine Commander. It's exactly what it explained on the back of the box. Below you will find full instructions, loading, playing, have a good game. This is the kind of game, man, get some coffee, get some tea, whatever beverage of your choice. Enjoy it and play a slower-paced game because this is not your action-packed style affair. It shows you how to get started and how to play. After the title, you choose your skill level between 1 to 9. Press the option button if you don't want the Morse code sound at the beginning of the program. Why would you not? I don't know why you wouldn't want that. The map in the center of the screen shows your position. You're the white cross, and those enemy convoys are black dots. The object is to track down the convoys, sink all the ships, and the enemy can be composed of destroyers, cargo ships, tankers, and patrol boats. Oh yes, way ahead. Yeah, this is the earliest one. It's kind of like the Thorn EMI Video did another flight simulator game. That was up there with before the Microsoft Flight Simulator on the level of achievement that they were able to make a game like this. It's too cool. Okay, so what we're supposed to do is go and attack everything. To attack the target, you have the following equipment. You got your map, which you can push in at any time to see the map. You have your sonar, which is a picture of the sea around you. You have your periscope view. If you're at the depth of at least 50 or less than 50 feet, you'll get a view of any ship within 1 mile range that's in your line of sight. So you use that periscope to prepare for submarine attacks. You also have torpedoes. When you're at a depth of about 25 feet, you can press the trigger to fire a torpedo, aim it ahead of the target ship. And then for movement, oh man, this allows you to use the Atari VCS joystick, but then you're going to need the keyboard too. The joystick just allows you to surface and dive and rudder control. It's essentially you're moving the submarine around, but the keyboard allows you to change your speeds, 1 to 9, 0 to stop. You can blow the ballast tanks by pushing B, which is pretty dangerous. It's pretty much going to surface rapidly, but it uses up your oxygen. You can also crash dive. It takes control from the joystick and locks the submarine into a dive. You can control, neutralize your buoyancy. You can pause the game or abort. And then you also have the instrument panel. Instrument panel, you can see, they give you a diagram right above my head, A lot of information. It's an excellent submarine simulation game. You have the hydrophone chart, the attitude, the compass, torpedo supply, fuel supply, battery charge, your speed in knots, which is, I need to know that one, G. Okay, that's now at the bottom. And then we also have the sonar screen. When you push S, it's pretty much going between sonar and map, and the sonar screen shows you enemy ships as white blips. Your position is the white cross in the center, remains static. When an enemy ship is correctly lined up, the blip will appear directly above the cross at some point between it and the edge of the sonar screen. So you essentially could play this with just sonar if you're diving deep enough and then firing the torpedoes. I just want to show you the manual because Thorn EMI Video has really good quality, not just with the box, but look at how well they do the manual, getting straight to the point and give you the information you need with not a lot of fluff. Then we have the air supply, damage indicators, the clock, showing you how many missions or times left to last. And then we have the depth below keel, depth gauge, tonnage sunk, so much information. As usual, it's a simulation. Then we have skill levels, and it breaks down what that means. Essentially, when you're on skill level 1, you have a lot of fuel and a lot of torpedoes and not as many convoys to hit. But you go higher and higher, they start reducing fuel, lowering your torpedo count, and the number of convoys. And then they have a few tactics for you as well. Lots of information. You can see here they're giving you some tips and tricks of how to play. Your greatest advantage of the enemy is the ability to travel underwater. However, this does use up air and batteries. You can still be detected if you fire a torpedo or use your sonar. And then, of course, you end the game when any of the following occurs. All enemy convoys are sunk, all the oxygen's used, all fuel and charge have been used, and severe damage to the hull exceeds 9. So pretty much you're destroyed. Then the game's over. And you can be terminated by pressing system reset. And also the rating, after you finish the game, they break down all the things that you did during the simulation and give you a point score. So it's still a scored game. It's got to be 1982, right? And then we also have a really quick reference card here at the end, which must have been separate after the manual. It shows you really quick the commands you can use. That's really nice. This is only intended as the basic guide. You have to read the instructions to get all the details. And so for the other versions, we have a cracked one and then another alternate version. Let's pop in and play the cartridge. It's time to play Submarine Commander by Dean Locke of Thorn EMI Video at sometime in June 1982. Oh yeah, they did have some fluff, but I like those too. Those were good ones by Microprose. That must be the Morse code they're talking about. Why would you want to turn that off? Let's do it. So as you can see, I can push the select button on my Atari, switch out the difficulty. We're starting on level 1, simulator, and pushing start. We want as many torpedoes as possible, everything we can get. Okay, so we're currently on the map screen where the cross on the far left side and all the black dots are our enemies. So let's go ahead and we're facing north. I'm just going to speed us up. Let's crank it up, head north. I'm going to turn us a little bit to the left. Let's head for that first blip on the left side. As I've tested this game out, every time you begin, it randomizes this location of all the different enemies you got to take out. So this is where you take a sip of tea, enjoy your coffee, and just relax. Maybe have a sandwich while you're playing the game because it is a simulation. It's not high action. Okay, we're getting close over on the left side. Let's slow us down a little bit, drop down to speed of 5. And we're turning hard to the left, still going a little more. Let's go straight west. We're going for this blip all the way on the west side. The movement's slow, but that's what you'd expect in the simulation. Okay, so let's center us up. We're going straight west and getting really close to the blip. They're going to tell us when we get close enough for torpedo range. You can see our depth right here above my head to show how deep we're diving. Okay, we're in. Let's go. Let's raise up. Periscope level. Let's slow us down. So now I'm periscope. I'm up at the top. I'm now turning myself to the left to see if we can find where this enemy convoy is. Let's go back to the map. He is, oh, he's right on us. Where is he? I slowed us down even further. Let's go to 1. We're not really playing a submarine simulation as well if we're having to look up on top. But this is essentially us with a periscope looking for the enemy. And then if you're curious, you can fire off. I have very subtle engine tones. Oh, yes, you have this? That's so cool. Yeah, that's another one. Gato is another one we're going to be seeing later. This is early simulation, or naval simulator. So I'm just amazed that this is a thing at all. We've already seen naval simulations, but most of them were text and didn't have a lot of graphics, or they were full-on war simulations with hex grids. This one allows you to go from different views, and you're not just playing almost like a board game. This one plays out more like a video game. All right, so do we lose them? Let's go back to the map. Where'd they go? I don't see them. Let's go to sonar. Where are you at? Where is it? What? Did he disappear? He's got to be here. No, he's not showing up anymore. Oh, there he is. He's right in front of us. Okay, I got him. Let's speed it up. 4. Head over to the west. Oh, it looks like he's exiting. Is he exiting the map? The black blip looks like it's leaving off the left side. Let's keep traveling. He is. He's leaving the other side. Okay, well, let's turn around. We'll head back east and head for another blip. I don't know if he can leave the map, but he's going... actually, I wonder if he... The enemy should be able to leave. He's leaving the map. I don't know if you can see it. It's really, really small. The blip is all the way... it's all the way over, like it was on the border of the map. All right, let's get ourselves now going... Yeah, it looks like it's leaving. Let's go to sonar view. Where is he? We're getting low on oxygen, so we have to surface if possible. All right, so let's go back to map. Yeah, this one is a tricky one. Usually they don't just disappear off the face of the earth like that. Oh, that's true. Thanks so much for showing it. Either one will work. Appreciate it. All right, so let's go ahead and head back to the east side. Oh, there it is again. Yeah, I don't know what's up with this enemy. He decides to show it whenever he wants to. We'll make our way over to the north and see if we can catch up to him. He was right on us, but if we do go to periscope view, let's raise ourselves back up. Coming up top. It's pretty refreshing being able to control this with a Atari VCS joystick. So that's what the torpedo looks like when we fire it away. And so if a ship is in sight from the periscope view, you'd see all this from that view. And then if, of course, if we're closer through that, let's go ahead and head back to the north. No, I want to go north, turn around. We might be crashing into the side wall unless we can get the submarine turned around. It automatically brings you to different surface levels whenever you make turns, knows that you need to dive at a certain depth. But the ability to move this well, or it is very slow paced, but you're moving around using the Atari VCS joystick, and that's just, that's incredible. All right, so let's speed this sucker up. We're speed 10 right now. Yeah, go, go, go. And in the bottom left under S is our speed in knots. So now we're whipping around a lot faster. Let's go ahead and head straight east. I don't want to go southeast, so turning us a little bit. And see if we can get this guy in our sights. Going back east, and we need to head straight north. There it is. Going straight north. All right, let's slow down just a little bit. And go to periscope. Where is he? Sonar. I know we got to be close. Go back to map. Where'd he go? He's right on us. Where is he? Periscope. Switch it up. We have a view of the sun. No, it's clouds. That's what it is. Nice touch adding the clouds. That's a good point. We've already played Sub Hunt on the Intellivision, and you can tell the difference between a simulation that is allowing you to do way more than other video games. The amount of options and... Oh, wait. There he is. He's coming on us. Oh, man, he's already trying to fire. Okay, so we're coming on the convoy now. Notice how it took longer to find and see them. Gosh. At this point, you'd want to dive, but... Wow, look at that. Oh, we did get a hit on him, but it's going to take more than that. All right, so let's slow us down to 3. And once again, I'm not playing to the strengths of a submarine simulation because you'd want to be underwater to take on the destroyer. I'm more playing, it feels like I'm playing this more like an action title. There it is. There's a hit. Going over on the side. Getting into my sights. And it's giving us the damage report. But like I was saying about Sub Hunt, it does go into the action faster. It was made for a console rather than a computer, which is understandable that this one's going to be a lot more detailed. But this is going to set the standard for, or lots of precedent for, naval simulators on the home computer. They're just going to get more and more complex. Yeah, that's true. It doesn't go as quickly. All right. So there you go, a little taste of how to play a simulation game in 1982. Obviously, you'd want to be spending a lot of time with this one. This is one you can sink your teeth into. Of all the games we played up to this point, Submarine Commander is the genre that you would want to be in. Do you want to play a naval simulator game? Do you want to play something that's slower paced? If you want something a little faster, of course, Sub Hunt on the Intellivision would be better, but this one allows a lot more complexity. So of all the games you could play on a home computer for Sub Hunt, this one is great. All around, I'm going to say 4 stars for every video game you could play up to this point on a home computer. Submarine Commander is excellent. All right, so after Submarine Commander, let's see what our next game is. We're on the Commodore VIC-20, and this is Super Breakout. So still in the United Kingdom, let's take a look at Super Breakout, starting with the box. That's awesome. Is that a bowling ball smashing through? We're actually going to break out. Flip it over in the back. You can see it's a cassette case that we'll be playing. We have a few other pieces of artwork, I believe. No, just a screenshot. And then we also have a different version that is by High Tech that I couldn't find the actual release date for. So let's check out that one first, because I want to play every single game if possible. And someone has more information on this Super Breakout, let me know. Oh, you play with paddle in this. Okay, let's see what paddle's like. Paddle Super Breakout. It looks like every other Breakout. Oh, there you go. Oh man, the paddle is working, but oh my gosh, it's so... Why do tile-based? And why is the paddle so small? Look how tiny it is. And it's not as smooth as the other ones. We played better ones on the paddle before. Gosh, yeah, it's very, very jerky. No way. And then the real one that we're here for by Solar. This is by John P. Shea, published by Solar Software sometime in June 1982. More Breakout for you. All right, so all we got to do is push fire to start. Let's go. And we're in. Oh, there you go. Still seems to be tile-based, but smoother. We are not playing with a paddle. This uses the Commodore VIC-20 joystick. But to have this in the United Kingdom and play on your VIC-20 would be awesome. Oh, there we go. Wait. It speeds up and it's very, very smooth. Yeah, this would be a well-done Breakout variant for you to play on your VIC-20, definitely. Yeah, the first one, I would definitely give that one a 1. This one, I'd say is pretty typical for what we've seen for the time. The paddle controls don't make it as good, though. Super Breakout, it's not Super Breakout on the Atari, but I'd say this one is a subpar title. 2.5 stars of all the games you could play on a home computer. That's true. It is so tiny. All right, and with that, let's see our next game. We couldn't escape from it, not even in June 1982. Here is yet another Star Trek variant. This is Super Star Trek. This one has no box or any other artwork except a few screenshots, so let's just pop it and play Super Star Trek by Bob Easterby, published by SMG Rojo Software at sometime in June 1982. Yes. Maximum time of the game, I don't know what time we got, 5. Let's do 5 minutes, I guess. Difficulty, let's start on difficulty level 1. Let's do this. Oh yeah, the VIC-20 joystick. Oh, you know what that sound means? It's time for another Star Trek variant. Hey, they even do a shout-out. Lieutenant Uhura reports subspace transmission, message from Starfleet, tells us how many Klingons we gotta kill. So what if I do W? Does it do the warp? McCoy reports you're cracking up. Oh, nice touch. Okay, so if we didn't know the command, I guess W isn't the command. They pull up the whole list. So there you go. We got navigate, dock, LRS, phasers, torpedoes, shield, computer, repair, control. Put your Commodore VIC-20 joystick away. This is all keyboard here. Okay, so let's try NA. They're doing 2 course, so we need to know what sector and quadrant. So we're quadrant 3, 4. Let's try quadrant 4, 4. Extra ignored. Warp factor, let's... Oh, they don't need... You don't need the comma. Nice. Okay, let's do warp factor 4. Engage. Mr. Stuhler reports course laid in. And now we're at the next location. We have the Enterprise over there in the bottom right corner. It is standard fare for Star Trek variants, at least the way it runs. Yes, that triangular shaped... Yes. If you're not familiar with the joystick, they're talking about joysticks over there. Or you can make up something else. All right, so what command do we want to do now? Looks like if you type in the wrong one, they'll display the command. Thanks, Dr. McCoy. Why is Dr. McCoy bringing up everything? Okay, so let's raise the shields. Total energy shields, let's do 200. Shields now at 200. Command. All right, let's go to navigation. I want to get to where some Klingons are. Let's do just, if we do 7, 8, warp factor 7. We're going to use up way too much energy, I bet. Mr. Scott reports his engines won't take warp factor 7. It won't take the power. All right, so let's go 2, 9. Will that work? Oh, and they need the new command. You got to do navigation for the new command to go to the next location. Let's do navigation. Course, I want 2, 9. Warp factor 3. Engage. Warp factor 3. Looks like nothing is here. Now, this is also interesting. This is a Star Trek variant that isn't laying the sector. Like, notice that we're in the top left corner, there's a really small screen of the sector we're in, or quadrant. And whenever you want to go to a different place, usually they give you a grid, the row and column, but this does not. It doesn't show you the row and column. You have to, I guess, know that is that the third column where the asterisk is? Or is that the second column? You'd have to, I guess, make it up to figure it out. Oh, there we go. Yes, course single number direction. Like, okay, thanks so much. Oh, thank you very much. That's what we do. We jump from game to game. We're going fast here. All right, so let's go ahead and move to, let's try, I'm guessing that's column 2. And what is it? 2, 8? Warp factor 2. No. What did it do? Okay, you just saw the E, or the Enterprise, move. The Enterprise moved to the top right, so I'm guessing it went to a different place. So I didn't guess right, which means this makes this one of the most unusual Star Trek variants because you're having to guess the column and row instead of the numbers show up. E is at row 3, 5. Now, how did you know that E is at 3, 5? I know E is the Enterprise, but how do you know? You're just having to guess that it is 3, 5? So this would be row... This would be 3. Would this be 4, 4, where the Enterprise is now? Oh, I see. It's showing us. We're at 3, 3, because it's showing us the sector. So if we wanted to move to a different one, we would say, let's go 3, let's go 1, 1, because that would put us right on warp factor 1. There we go. Yeah, under sector. Thanks so much, Curtis. You're on it. All right, wait. So we're there. Wait, did it move us to a new quadrant instead of... Yeah, it didn't move us to the correct sector. It moved us to a different quadrant. Oh, man. Mr. Spock reports we're in an uncharted quadrant. I don't know what will happen. All right, let's set a course 4. I believe that's 1, 3. So if we're 1, 3, I want to go... what would that be? 5, 4? Let's try 5, 4. Warp factor 1. Let's see what it is. Moves us in a different place. Okay, yeah. So I'm slightly understanding it. They're showing us our current location, but to know where the next location is, they're not exactly telling you with the number of the numbers of row and column. So this one is an obscure Star Trek variant. There's plenty of them out there. This is another title that I'd say is subpar considering the other games you could play on a home computer. Especially for Star Trek variants. The best one we've seen so far is on MS-DOS, if you want to check that one out. I'd say 2.5 stars for Super Star Trek of all the games you could play on a home computer. I see. Very nice. Thanks, Curtis. Appreciate it. All right, and with that, let's press forward and see our next game. From one home computer to another here on the Apple II is Taipan. We've already seen Taipan on the TRS-80, originally in 1979, and here it is for the release on the Apple II in 1982. Let's take a look at the box for Taipan. A historical adventure for the Apple computer. Why they say historical, I don't know. It's essentially the same merchant-oriented game we played before. And then flip it over on the back. We got no back of the box. What other artwork do we have for Taipan? We also have, oh, just a screenshot. So not as much artwork for this one. Let's pop it and play Taipan by Art Canfield at sometime in June 1982. Yeah, a VIC was 16K. I'm with you. It was a very, very well done game. To run the program, either enter letter of the program. Let's go B for Taipan. Playing every game, we've seen all these different DOS loading or compilations that people have put together or cracked. And we're also seeing the history of how they got the games to us. Taipan, a game based on China trade of the 1800s. This is by Art Canfield. Way to go, Art. And Mega Microcomputers, published by Avalanche Productions. Let's go. Hit escape. Yes, so this one is menu-based. This was not a type-in. This was a commercially released game. What will your name be for your firm? Let's go with Fortune Cookie Inc. If it read all that, the articles on the screen made it hard to see. Do you want to start 1 with cash and a debt, or 2 with 5 guns and no cash, but with no debt? Oh, that's awesome. We'll go with 1 this time. I don't know. What are you going to do with 5 guns? You're just going to start taking over ships? As usual, this is a business or trade-oriented video game. It's a combination of both. So what you do is you go through each screen and make decisions based on what's going to be best for the company. This is obviously in Taipan. And I know, right? The artifacting on the text makes it so bad to play. It looks really crazy. All right, so Lee Win asked for 92 in donation to the Temple of Sea Goddess. Will you pay? How much did they give us? $5,000? Sure, let's pay to the temple. Do you have business with the elder brother Yu, the moneylender? Yes, I do. How much do you wish to repay him? Oh, the moneylender. This is like paying for protection. Let's pay him 50 and see. Let's see what he says. How much do you wish to borrow? 100. And you see the stats at the top of the screen are changing based on the decisions I make. Taipan present prices per unit here are opium for 5,500, silk 1,650, arms 120, generals 15. And they're asking you, do you want to buy, sell, visit the bank, transfer cargo, or quit trading? So this game plays like many of the other games we played in the past. It's more of your flavor. Do you want to play a trade-oriented business game in this time period, doing this kind of work, or do you want to play something simpler like Lemonade Stand? Those are all available right now at the time. All right, do we want to buy, sell? Let's buy some opium. Do you wish to buy? What do you wish to buy? O for opium, right? How much opium do you want to buy? We can afford we can afford 0. We don't even have enough to buy opium. All right, so we'll buy 0. We can't buy any of that. We can buy silk though, so let's buy some silk. How much do you wish to buy? 1 silk is that much? 1,650. Gosh, okay, we'll buy 1 silk. And that's all we got. So we'll buy 1. Wait, did it not process it? How much do you wish to buy? 1. Wait, we can afford 0. Wait, oh, our debt's 550. So our actual amount of money we have is none. We have to use the money we're in debt for to get more things. So I guess we're buying 0 of that. Yes, all the opium makes me think of... Anyone ever heard of Drug Wars? Which was one that was on early 90s on, actually it was before that, I think, or late 80s, where you were essentially a drug dealer and you were having to do this exact same thing, similar to all the other business games, but you're doing it with drugs. There we go, very nice. All right, so let's go ahead and visit the bank or transfer cargo. Yeah, let's visit the bank. Or we do have arms. Let's just do general. Let's try that one. Let's buy general and see if that one lets us. We can for 23. Okay, let's buy 15 of just general cargo, not anything fancy. And then let's go ahead and transfer that cargo. How much general cargo do you want to move to the warehouse? Let's move all of it, all 15. You can see it moved from hold and going to the warehouse. And then how much general cargo do you want to move aboard the ship? Let's do the same 15. Put it on the ship. And go ahead and quit trading. Q. Oh, now we got to transfer. Oh, no. That's the next one. Transfer next. And then move the cargo there. So you essentially see how the game works. You're going to be buying weapons. You're going to be buying different arms or general cargo, and then shipping that around. And obviously, you're going to be trying to make as much money as you can for your company, Fortune Cookie Incorporated, as ours is. And then after that, depending on the decisions you make, you're either going to be a better person for or the company's going to do better or do worse. It's all based on your decisions. This one is based on an even older game before Taipan on the TRS-80. So this one is essentially using mechanics we've seen before on other games. Of all the games you can play on a home computer, though, it plays and works well. Reviews at the time were pretty favorable. I'm going to go 3 stars for all the home computers you could play up to this point. It's also depending on if this is your flavor of game to play. I still say these are well done if they're menu-based games like this. Just having you make the decisions. All right, Dope Wars, that's what it was called. Thanks, Punk Rock Biker. All right, so after Taipan, let's see what our next game is. We're back on the Commodore VIC-20. This is Tank Trap. This is one I couldn't find a lot of information on, except I knew I had the game to play, and Tank Trap is one we tried to play on the Atari home computer on cassette, but the cassette I had was bad. So if you look back in the links down below for Tank Trap, we didn't play it. It didn't work well. So here we can, I guess, get a retribution and play actually and see what Tank Trap is like. There is no other artwork besides some screenshots, so let's pop it and play Tank Trap by Gunter Koch. Published by HES, Human Engineered Software, at sometime in June 1982. So this one I'm going to have to speed us up. We have the first load, which is on tape, and then after that, there's a second load. This is another one of those Commodore VIC-20 games that, man, you're going to be loading for about 15 minutes before you actually play the game. Oh, 3.5 from Errol. Very nice. Yeah, I enjoy the games that are business-oriented or having you make decisions like that. And the merchant or trade side of it is cool because that one was on Earth. You were able to play not in a sci-fi setting. Oh. Nice touch. All right, you steer the tank with your joystick. You try to trap the tank by laying pylons in its way. Once the tank can't move, you'll win. On level 2, you'll have to protect civilians. Don't let your tank run over them. In level 3 and 4, you'll have civilians and weak pylons, which will only stop the tank once in a while. Also, there's no border in level 4. Oh, okay, so there's no outside border. Do you want to center the screen? No. Okay, so here we go. They're going to load again, so we are just going to fast forward right through that. Load it up. Let's go. What skill level do we want? We'll do level 1, and we're in. So the way this works is I'm more of a construction worker. When you hear Tank Trap or anything with tank, you think it's going to be a tank game, or you're playing as a tank, like we've seen before. But this is not. You're the construction worker, and what you do is you are turning on pylons, and you're trying to trap the tank using the construction worker. It's a very different mechanic, and bear in mind, this was before this kind of capture grid game had been played. At least the first one, which was Tank Trap on the Atari home computer, that was 1981. I believe it was May. And so here we go with Tank Trap on the VIC-20, and you see how it works. All you gotta do is trap the tank. Make sure it can't have any more movements left. I wonder how small we have to trap it before it gives up. Come on, give up. You're trapped. Is it just going to continue to try trapping? And you can also see as the construction worker break down blocks, move them out of, or they disappear whenever you walk over them. What? It's still not giving up. Do we got to trap it in one single spot? All right, let's try it. It's going crazy. All right, let's try this one. No, it went in the diagonal and killed us. But it was trapped. Why wasn't it letting us go? Maybe we got to block it into one thing. Looks like someone just got run over by a tank. Try again? Yes, we will try again. What skill level? We'll go 1 again. Surprise, I want to know what the other levels would be like. All right, so let's turn us on and go for it. That's true. This game came out... That's a good point. It is kind of like Kicks because you're having to lower the screen, but this one you actually need to trap an object. And there's nothing that we've seen that had this idea, and I'd be curious to know which one really came out first. Was it Kicks or was it Tank Trap? Looks like someone just got run over by a tank. Yes, we want to try again. Okay, let's go. I want to see if we can get to the next level with civilians. Oh, I thought I got him. Let's try this way. I can't break out the pattern of what it's trying to, how it moves. The idea is still fresh. I'm reminded of games like Commodore, where you're having to draw something to complete it, but having an object you need to trap is a different concept. Let's see if we can go there. Did it again. The diagonals get me, and so you have to be able to. I wonder if you have to trap it only on one square before you go to the next level. Try again. Oh, we will trap a tank. It's tank trap. Even on level 1, it moves so fast. I'm not gonna let it get me on the diagonal because if the character moves in a certain spot where the brick is, it's gonna remove that brick. Here we go. Let's see. He's stuck in that loop, so I think I should be able to go across like this. And then get him on a pattern there. Yep, there we go. And then now let's see if we can go in. I don't know how, with him moving that fast, how you're gonna... Let's try it this way. Okay, now he's there. Still not giving up. In the instructions, it just said when the tank is trapped, you wait a little bit, and then it gives up, and you go to the next level. Let's try. I wonder if it's... Let's try there. It's crazy. Oh, that's true. RX is a good point. Yeah, this is very similar to that. Yeah, that's right. We have covered that one on the TRS-80. Yes. Yeah, seems really difficult. Yeah, for a level 1 game. All right, so let's see. How do we get... I'll just try to move one tile at a time and see if I can still trap it. And then now we go here. No! Yeah, it's very, very difficult. And I don't know for sure how you trap the tank if it was in that much space, unless you have to get it into one square. Man, very, very difficult. Unique idea, though. I applaud it for trying something new, and we see a lot of that. Let's try something and see how it sticks or not. A Rex, though, we haven't seen on the color computer yet. That's a good point, Curtis. I think a Rex is... we've already seen that one before. All right, so Tank Trap, of all the games we played up to this point, I still say the difficulty is obviously through the roof for a level 1 game. Yeah, 2.5. See, our bad game, if you consider this a bad title, would be 2 stars. I'm going to go 2.5. It's a subpar game. I wouldn't call this one bad because you would spend the time and try to work out a strategy to make it work for you. At least I know I would be able to do it again. Yes, our Arex or Arex, however you pronounce it. All right, let's press forward and see our next game. Here we go on the Arcadia 2001 by Emerson. This is Tanks A Lot. Not to be confused with Tanks A Lot on the TRS-80 that was in the 70s. This is a completely different game. This is based on Tank Battalion that we've already seen in the arcades. The time you can play at home now, Tank Battalion. Let's take a look at the box for Tanks A Lot. As usual, Emerson Arcadia does some watercolor / marker graphics. But yeah, it's a tank game. Are we actually going to control the tank this time? Let's flip it over on the back. It is a reconstructed back of the box, so it's not real, or the actual back of the box. You can see the text is cutting off. It's not a real box, at least scanned in. Let's take a look at the other artwork for Tanks A Lot. Oh, there we go. So we do have the real scan of the front of the box and then a reconstructed. I wish I could find more and more of those. Man, there's so many games out there that are lost or hard to find the artwork for. There's the cartridge we're going to pop into our Arcadia 2001 with some examples of screenshots. Let's see how to play Tanks A Lot. Here's the manual, and this is a photocopy scan of Tanks A Lot. Oh, that's interesting. They just flipped the manual open, so that's actually the very back of the manual on the other side. All right, so we'll pretend we haven't seen that part yet. All right, how do we play this game? Insert the cartridge in the console, read the owner's manual. We have an overlay. So this one has, over the Emerson Arcadia 2001, the controller is very similar to the Intellivision, has the disc at the bottom and then the number pads at the top. So it looks like we have gates we can close, a warp, the fire. We can also, oh no, they're going to do the same thing. The second player controller has the pause button. So your annoying brother or sister can just pick up the controller and pause the game whenever. Destroy enemy tanks with your Bazooka Man before they destroy him or your commanding base vehicle. Bazooka Man? You only have 4 Bazooka Men, so preserve them with care. There are 2 types of tanks. The blue tank will track down and attack your commanding base vehicle. Yellow tanks will primarily attack the Bazooka Man. Watch out for them. They will fire deadly missiles even while standing still. While your Bazooka Men are destroyed, the game is over. Oh, all your men are destroyed. If the blue tank or yellow tank destroy your commanding base vehicle, the game is over. So we have a base vehicle we have to protect, and we're not playing as a tank. We're playing as a man. We have 4 different game modes. So this one is, this console is similar to the Atari. It has a switch for option and a switch to start. You press the select button for the desired game, and we have game 1, and we can use the warp and close gates. Oh, it's similar to, this is similar to Cat Tracks. It was a Pac-Man variant we'd played, and Nibbleman, and a few, it had different names for it, but they're allowing us to open and close gates and then warp around just like that game on the Arcadia. What's going on? We also have options, switching up the commanding base vehicle and allowing you to warp it or not warp it. Okay, so there you go. Hey, they got the grid like Atari, telling you what option and game modes there are. Very nice. We have different skill levels too. First maze, second maze, third maze shows you how many enemies we're going to have, and then you start the game. That's as usual. Start the game, pick the game mode, and then reset. Got it. To play the game, it's a single-player game only, which is such a shame. I can see why the Arcadia didn't do so well. The second player is just to pause, or use that controller to pause. Tanks a lot. So there is the controller disc, kind of move around. I don't think they needed a diagram for that. And then the Bazooka Man to play. And okay, it's showing you how to blow up the tank. We know how to do that. And then, of course, to freeze the game or pause the game, you use the other controller. And as usual, what points is all this stuff for? That's what we need to know in 1982. It's time to play Tanks a Lot by UA Limited, published by Emerson Radio in the beginning of, or sometime in June 1982. All right, we are in. This one is extremely loud, so I'm hoping no one's ears blow off whenever we start this up. Let's start on Game 1, Option 1, and play Tanks a Lot. Look at that! It's the same as Escape, which we've also played. The character we're playing on is very similar to the Intellivision Running Man, and we've already done Escape, which was a maze or a berserk style game on the Arcadia. Oh, and he already got us. I was doing the introduction, and the blue tank has already blown me up. So you move around as the Tank Man, who is down here at the bottom of the screen. I have a convoy, which is red, I have to protect, and then, of course, destroy the other tanks. This one plays as Tank Battalion, where I can blow up the walls, as you can see there. Make my way to the sides to get the tanks and destroy. Got him down. Blue's done. Let's go for yellow next. Looks like we're setting up as sentries. Yeah, let's see if we can go a different way. We'll go to the side here and go. Oh, no! He was set up as a sentry and blew me up. That's true. He looks just like the Night Stalker guy from Intellivision. What? How do we lose 5 lives already? No way. All right, let's push start again. Now we're going in to play Tanks a Lot. It is a terrible pun. It's like a dad pun video game. All right, so blue tank's taken care of. Yellow is ready to fire. Let's see, even when I was on the side, it focused on my spot and got me. There we go, got him that time. And yellow's still not moving. They're set up as sentries, so this time I'll switch this. What? No, they all just showed up again. So blue's gonna start hunting down the convoy at the bottom. God, yeah, the sentry just shot me on the side really, really fast. Okay, so this time, let's show how we do we have different barriers we can turn on and off. So we have that ability on our number pad. We also have the ability to just warp, which I just did. It has the same sound effect as Cat Tracks. What in the world's going on? It's all developed by the same company, UA Limited, so I can understand them using the same assets. All right, so let's go here. We got run over. Looks like somebody got run over by a tank. All right, let's go again to the top. Interesting. So the shots they fire, there's these giant blue blobs, but you can intercept them in the air and take it out. Okay, wait, nice. We moved to the next mode. So now we got 4 yellow tanks that started off, and we also have the ability to warp the convoy, the red vehicle down at the bottom, to a different place. Yeah, this is excellent. Oh, interesting. The blue tank, I couldn't shoot the shot. It didn't cancel it out. It went right through, and there it is on the game over. So of all the games you could play on a home console, this is very well done. This is actually a really good game, considering, think of all the other tank games. We haven't played a tank battalion where you're destroying walls like this at home. This is pretty nice. And by Sega, they've already released in the arcade. They've already released an arcade game where it has this as a game mode, but as far as a home console game, there's nothing that is allowing you to play it like this. All right, let's not blow up too much of the walls. I need some protection. I don't know how I'm going to take out the other sentries when they don't move like that. Here, we'll go in from the side. Oh, oh, that's cheap. The blue tank just appears out of nowhere and blows and runs over me. Yeah, of all the games you can play on a home console, this is pretty good for the Arcadia. Yeah, I'm with you, Ariel. Ariel, 3.5 stars. Gosh, those yellow ones are really tricky. I want to know what the better option is. Oh, it did cancel out. Okay, so the shots are working. Wait, that one didn't. Now they're just picking one to cancel out, and some of them don't cancel out. We got lucky on that one. Really nice. Yeah, so that's a fun time. Tanks a lot. Go ahead and throw ratings out. Think of all the consoles that are out now. We have the Intellivision, Magnavox Odyssey 2, Philips Video Pack, Atari 2600. There's think of the games that were available and what we've seen so far. Tanks a lot would be a really good one for the Emerson Arcadia. All right, so I'd say 3.5 stars for 3.5 stars for Tanks a Lot. All right, let's press forward and see our next game. More Commodore VIC-20. This is TerraGuard. Let's take a look at TerraGuard, starting with the box. Very simplistic front of the box. This is Creative Software that did this one. No additional memory required. A really good point for the VIC-20. Let's flip it over on the back. This is by Tom Greiner. Way to go, Tom. Your mission is to destroy the aliens before their ship has a chance to land. To eliminate the aliens, move your base along the ground. Shoot up at them. As you battle with the alien ship will be progressed toward the ground. If you take too much time to destroy the aliens, the enemy ship will destroy you with a tractor beam. To prevent the ship from landing, you must shoot quickly and aim carefully. Controls are, we have a joystick control. We're going to be plugging in the joystick for sure. And then we also have scoring for the GB, the eye, and the mouth. Is that it? There's just 3 enemies. How do you play? Turn the VIC off, turn your TerraGuard cartridge into a slot, turn the VIC on, the VIC off before inserting. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Got it. Let's see the other arc we have for TerraGuard. Yes, that's true. It doesn't move 1 square at a time. That's a good point. All right, so this one is another cartridge game for the VIC-20. Yeah, this is available in Europe and North America. We're going to play the first release, which is North America. Let's play TerraGuard by Tom Greiner at sometime in June 1982. There we go. Is that it? The GB, the eye, and the mouth. They have interesting Roman numerals to say what it is by Creative Software. All right, let's go. Actually, let's bring the volume back where we were. If it's going to be loud, I want it to be loud. There we go. That's a little bit better. Wow, look how big everything is. Interesting. So, gosh, yeah, after going from simulation games and Star Trek variants to this is so fast-paced. Whoa. Everything is so large. Very well done. Plays well. This is more of like we're playing a variant of... Oh, quick, shoot him. That UFO on the right side is what's slowly descending, so we have to take everybody out before it gets to the ground and destroys us. Can you shoot the UFO? No, we cannot. Oh, it got us. Love the animation work. Done very, very well. Yeah, for the VIC, this is awesome. If we were only rating games for the VIC, of all the Commodore VIC-20 games, I'd give this 4 stars. Because of how well it plays and sounds. Look at that. Easy concept. Way to pick up and play. Look at that. Already got another life. Oh, man. Yeah, see, this is one I'd like to just sit down and play for a long time. Love it. So what do you think of all the home computer games you could play? Everything. For everything that could be played to this point, what would you give this? What would you give TerraGuard? Is TerraGuard one of the best games you could play on a home computer? Is TerraGuard excellent or a really good game? Oh, man. Almost got it. Or is it just average? I wouldn't say it's just average. Yeah, it gives me vibes of like I'm playing Mooncresta or Phoenix. Yeah, Punk Rock's going 3.5 to 4. Really cool idea. Awesome, love it. That's true, the mouth and eyes is kind of like Jeff Minter. No, it can't be Jeff Minter because there has to be a llama somewhere, and there's no llama. So, no llama, no Jeff Minter. That's the rules. Alright, yeah, that's a good time. That's fun. So, TerraGuard is a surprisingly fun one. I'm going to say of all the games you could play on a home computer, this is an above-average title. We're going to go 3.5 stars for TerraGuard. Very nice. Thanks again for the ratings. Let's pop in the next game. Still on the Commodore VIC-20. Here we go. This is Video Vermin. Let's take a look at Video Vermin, starting with the box. Oh, very nice. This is UMI, another one with the grid artwork. We got a theme going on here. Oh, it's bugs. It's bugs. So guess what? We have another centipede variant. Video Vermin. Your once peaceful garden's being invaded by a horde of hungry vermin. Shoot them and their falling bodies sprout a barricade of mushrooms to conceal more swarming raiders. Snails all path on the vermin slither erratically toward you. Dropping butterflies leaves a trail of mushrooms in their wake, and pouncing spiders, ants, beetles, and fleas infest the area. One vigilant guarder strikes first. If he's destroyed by a fatal touch of the invaders, 2 more defenders lie in wait to take his place. Oh, interesting. 10,000 points gives you another gardener. Yes. And this is another cartridge game. Oh, yes. Oh, very nice. All right, so here we go. This is... Other ones we have is available in North America and in Europe. Let's pop in the cartridge and play Video Vermin by Mike Wacker. Published by UMI at sometime in June 1982. All right. Yeah, look at that. Centipede variant all the way. Very nice. And we just go right in. Got my joystick in. The button isn't working, so let's try F1. That's the usual, let's start the game. Yeah, there it is. So F1 works. Oh, here we go, yeah. Very interesting. So Video Vermin, instead of just killing and making one mushroom, they split into 4. Even the spider splits into 4. Let's see, does the flea? This moves so fast. I feel like they should have programmed it with a paddle for the VIC-20. And the centipede, look how slow the centipede moves. The bugs are creeping along. They look like ticks at the top of the screen. Oh yeah, great time. The spider is following. Wow! Yes! Okay, we've already played the official centipede that you could play at home, but we've seen a lot of other variants. This one's awesome. This one plays really, really well, especially for the joystick. It's switching up the color. The flashing border is a really nice touch. Oh, Spiders of Mars. I don't know for sure if we've covered that or not. We do have the list. If you look at the links down below, I'll be checking later for Spiders of Mars. Oh, this is awesome. Wow, yeah, and the control's so good. Yeah, I could go 4 stars for this one. Man. Centipede is still really, really hot. Look at that, the amount of movement they have on screen and done so well, really, really smooth. For the VIC-20, yeah, this would be awesome. Yeah, bring on the video epilepsy. It's June 1982. No one's programming and thinking about that stuff. Oh yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, Video Vermin is a very good Centipede variant. We've seen a couple others that were on the VIC-20. A Nightcrawler comes to mind, and Grid Runner were really good. I gave those 4 stars. This one's up there with them. I'm going to go 4 stars for Video Vermin. Of all the games you could play on a home computer, this is well done. Nice job, UMI. That's awesome. All right, and with that, let's see what our next game is. Here we go, back to the United Kingdom on the ZX Spectrum. This is Winged Avenger. Let's take a look at Winged Avenger, starting with the artwork. This is the cassette case. This is by Workforce. Not familiar with them. At least the first release possibly by Workforce. The Winged Avenger doesn't give us much as far as the front of the box. We have an example of the screenshot. For other versions, it has lots of different ones, and it was also published or re-released in Germany by Profisoft in 1983. And they changed a few things. We're going to play the first one of Winged Avenger by Workforce at sometime in June 1982 for the brand new Spectrum. Here we go. We have 3 phases. If you hit the control center in phase 3, the fuel is replenished and the game returns to phase 1. Enter speed. I'm going to start on 0. So you can see the controls. We have a laser and a barrier, and we move left and right with the keyboard only. So there's my shield that I can just put up, and then I can fire. Oh yeah, fire at will. I'm moving left and right, and it looks like I'm multiple shots. What is that? 4 shots before, and I can do shield for a brief period of time. Yeah, so it's a fixed shooter. Very nice. Oh, no, I need to remember to put shield up. So it looks like my shield can also destroy other enemies. Where's the level of how long I can keep my shield up, though? I don't know. Okay, got it. Nice. Working pretty well, and they've been kind of generous, not letting me die after 1 hit. Or if I did die, then I used up one of my lives and didn't know it. So bear in mind, the other games we played on the VIC-20 this evening were with a joystick. This is only on the keyboard. We've only seen one other game on the Spectrum that was using the Kempston joystick. What? This is Phoenix? I thought that's what we were going to play the whole time, and then it just jumps into Phoenix. So this even has the boss. For Phoenix, if you get that far at least. No way, buddy. So I think you blow up 3 waves of the first type of enemy, and then 3 waves of the Phoenix type of enemy. So this is why they call it Winged Avenger. I see. No problem, thanks. Even your dog can vote for video games here on Chronologically Gaming. Oh man, for the ZX Spectrum, this is pretty cool to put Phoenix on here. The first time we've seen that. I want to see what the boss looks like. How well did they do it if we don't die? So this is both a combination of firing and knowing when to use your shield. So timing your shots and your shield, because notice that the enemies go all the way down to the bottom, just like that. We had enemies that were all the way at the bottom, but if you have your shield on, you can destroy them. Oh, there it is. Look at this. They have the boss. Oh, and they're homing in. Oh, my goodness. Oh, what in the world? Oh, and yes, we died really fast. So cool. So that's 3 different screens, and you get to play Phoenix at home on your ZX Spectrum. Yes, temporary shields. Yes. Oh, that's true. Satan's Hollow we haven't seen yet, but we will. So what do you think of all the home computers on the Spectrum? This is pretty cool. But of all the home computers you could play at the time, Winged Avenger is still all right. I'm going to go 3.5 stars for Winged Avenger of all the games you could play at this point in 1982. All right, we're getting close to the end of June 1982. Now's your chance to let me know if there's any games we missed. It's time to put our video game playing on pause this evening. So what do you think? If you were in 1982, what would you rate these games on our 5-star rating scale? That's it for today, and like I always say, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade stand for the Apple II. Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the channel and joining me on my quest to play every single video game in order of release. We'll be streaming live every weekday at 9 p.m. Central, so join us and let us know if we missed any games along the way. This video would not be possible without Launchbox, RetroArch, and MAME. Tell all your friends there's some crazy guy named Chronologically Gaming trying to play every single video game. We have links down below that'll send you to places like our Discord and Patreon, and one that says all the video games we've ever played. If you go there, it's a list of everything, and you can click right to the game you want to see. Chronologically Gaming is the name to look for. We are Perpetually Retro, and we will catch you next time.